Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into today's update. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more straightforward, real-time news. Alright, let's get into what's going on with Nnamdi Kanu, his detention, and the reactions across Nigeria. Here's the situation. Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the outlawed group, Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, has voiced complaints that he is not being treated well in custody. The headline, "They are not treating me well in prison," captures his frustration and the rising concerns about his welfare while detained. So let's break it down. First, a bit of background to set up the context. Kanu has been in detention since his repatriation from Kenya in June 2021. He had earlier been charged with terrorism and treasonable felony for his role in advocating for the secession of the southeast region of Nigeria. A court of appeal in 2022 had struck out charges against him and ordered his release. But the federal government appealed. The Supreme Court of Nigeria reversed that decision in December 2023, and his trial has continued at the Federal High Court, Abuja. Now, fast forward to recent developments. Kanu's legal team filed a motion for urgent medical care, asking that he be transferred to the National Hospital, Abuja, for treatment of several reported health issues, including problems with his pancreas, liver, low potassium levels, and a lump under his armpit. The court, however, sent the motion back to the chief judge for reassignment, essentially stalling the request. He's also publicly stated that he would rather remain in detention than face a trial before a judge he considers biased. He accuses the judge of lacking impartiality, of ignoring a prior recusal, and of being part of a process he views as unfair. Next, reactions and spillover effects. On the 20th of October 2025, protests erupted in Abuja, demanding his release. The security forces used tear gas, water cannons, electric barriers, and at least one journalist was arrested. The demonstration underscores how charged his case is and how many Nigerians, especially in the southeast, feel about his detention. Also, the advocacy group of American veterans of Igbo origin warned that if Kanu dies in detention, the UK will be seen as an accomplice. Kanu holds British citizenship, raising concerns about international human rights scrutiny. In the midst of all this, a magistrate court in Kuje, Abuja, remanded Kanu's lawyer, Aloy Ejimakor, and his brother, Prince Emmanuel Kanu, along with 10 others. They were charged for alleged involvement in the protests, inciting disturbance, blocking traffic, chanting songs demanding Kanu's release. The move has been framed by Kanu's supporters as a coordinated attempt to frustrate his trial. So, what are the key issues here, and where this story may go? Treatment in detention and health concerns. Kanu is raising alarm about his physical well-being and the fairness of his trial process. Whether his medical needs will be addressed remains uncertain. 2. Fair trial concerns. His public statement that he would rather stay imprisoned than submit to what he considers an unfair court shows deep distrust in the process. The question: will the judiciary handle his case transparently, or will questions around bias and jurisdiction continue? 3. Political and social tensions. The protests, the security clampdown, the regional dimensions of the agitation, the southeast community feeling marginalized, all indicate that Kanu's case is not just legal, it is deeply political and social. If the situation escalates, there's risk of more unrest. 4. International human rights. Intervention potential. With overseas concerns, British citizenship, US-based Igbo veterans speaking out, Nigeria's handling of Kanu's detention may attract more global attention. That adds another layer of pressure. 5. The legal outcome. The remand of his supporters and legal team may complicate his trial process. The court, stalling his medical transfer motion, suggests delays ahead. Observers will watch whether he is released, receives bail, transferred for treatment, or proceeds to trial under current conditions. Why this matters for you and me. This is a high-profile case involving questions of human rights, national security, regional equity, judicial fairness, and public protest. How it unfolds will influence public confidence in Nigeria's legal and penal system, the relationship between the federal government and the southeast region, and how civil dissent is handled. To make this relatable, imagine being held for a long time, making several claims of mistreatment. Your rights to health care are delayed. The people you trust, lawyers, family are also detained, and your trial itself is contested. That's the picture Kanu and his supporters describe. Whether the state disputes the treatment or says the law is still being followed, the tension remains. What to watch for next? Will the court grant his motion for hospital transfer and address his medical concerns? Will his trial proceed on schedule or be further delayed? Will protests escalate, especially in the southeast or in other parts of Nigeria? Will international bodies, human rights organizations, foreign governments step into the conversation? Will the federal government or judiciary make any announcements about the conditions of his detention or the fairness of the process? So, viewers, that wraps up today's detailed update on this story. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next updates. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think? Is the system treating him fairly? Are the regional concerns being handled appropriately? Let's talk.